Hey everybody, and good morning. It is time for Monday Minutes. So, as you know by now, if you've checked anything out with this my weekend, I ran the half Flying Pig Marathon with a very good friend of mine. And we also had an awesome weekend because my daughter, number 2, made her first communion, which was very special. This morning, I want to share with you, though, a little bit of something I'm drawing from this weekend, especially regarding my half marathon. It is so important for us to have goals. It is so important for us to have things that we're working on. And it is important to be accountable to our goals, to have people to hold us accountable to them, to hold ourselves accountable to them. But sometimes we hold ourselves accountable in a way that is negative. I don't know if that makes sense. So let me explain. Sometimes we have unrealistic expectations for our goals, and our accountability can be, you better do it, you better not fail, you better push through, you better not disappoint, you better, I'm gonna get you, this isn't good. And this negative pressure we put on ourselves. And I know for myself, training for this half marathon was hard because I only like to run outside. I don't belong to a gym. I don't have a treadmill, and I can't stand really cold weather, and I can't run in it. And it was a crazy winter. Any of you guys know that. So I literally had 7 weeks to train for a half marathon, and I have not run one in 3 years almost. And I was nervous because I didn't want to disappoint my friend who was coming up to run with me. I wanted to succeed at it, and I didn't want to fail halfway through. I didn't want to cross that finish line and feel like I was dying like last time I ran a half marathon. So there was a lot of negative accountability I was giving myself. I'm more of you better get out in there and run, because if you don't get out there and run and she's working her tail off and comes up, you're going to completely disappoint. And all of this junk. So what was awesome was, the days before, I was running into people who have run this half pig, run the full pig, and they were saying well, it's a hilly course, watch out for this hill, there's this killer hill, there's a killer hill. And I was thinking, the last half I ran was called Flat and Fast for a reason. And yes, I do run on hills, but my poor friend, she lives in South Carolina where it's flat as can be. And I'm thinking oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? How is she going to do? How am I going to do? How are we going to do this? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We get up at 4:30 in the morning, guys. We get up at 4:30 in the morning, and we drove down to the city, and we get to the start line, and there's 36,000 people running this race, and I'm thinking okay. And honestly, for the first time, my focus changed. It was no longer I got to do this, you got to do this, don't disappoint this, nah. It was, I need to be in sync with my friend. I got to do this with her. We're going to do this together. And support kicked in. No more accountability, support. We started that race, and as I started ran through that start line, honestly, I teared up because it was the moment was here. And we started to run, and we ran together. And we ran the whole thing. And we talked, and we were quiet, and then we'd talk again, and we climbed that hill. We ran up that hill, and it was so awesome? Because of the way we supported one another, we didn't even know it was the hill. We got up to that hill, and we're where's the hill? We kept running the hills, and we're okay, where's the hill? Well, we didn't hit the hill yet. Well, it must be next. And literally, the end of the race, we're at the 12th mile, and we're where's the hill? Because we supported one another. We supported one another through that entire race. There were times where I was oh, okay, this is the point where I start to get tired, and she's well, we're not there yet, we can do it. And at the end, honestly, we got down to 12 and a half, and we were let's just get there. And we sprinted, and we took off, and we finished. And I cannot tell you, I could not have done that without her support. She was with me mile after mile after mile. We were there. We were holding each other accountable through our support. So my takeaway that I want to offer to you is, if you want to get to your goals, you got to find somebody who will go mile after mile up that hill and hold you accountable through their support. Helen, you rock. I could not have done this. This girl's one of my longest friends ever. We've known each other since we were 10. And we just conquered a huge obstacle. To me and to her, not just the hill. We finished with a happy attitude. We felt accomplished when we were done. I might even do another one because that support held me accountable. I know this is a little on the long side, but I just had to share it because it was such an amazing experience for me, and I just feel so blessed on this day. You guys have an awesome day. My name is Kelly Brown. Thanks for checking in, and take care.